Hello everyone, this is group 4 presenting on Greek civilization, and we will have several members presenting on various aspects of this Greek civilization. I'll do the introduction part, and I'll start by saying that Greek civilization was located in southern parts of Europe, primarily the Balkan and the Peninsula, but also include several islands of Aegean Sea along the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. The modern day countries include Greece at the center of this civilization, and it was here that major city states of ancient Greece were also located, including Athens. Also, we have other city states of Sparta and Corinth and Thebes. Other important Greek city-states were also located now modern-day Turkey, Italy, and some parts of North Africa. Overall, the ancient Greek civilization was spread across large geographical region and encompasses diverse landscape and climatic from mountainous terrain to the coastal plains and islands.
Hello, I'm going to take you through the social structure of Greek civilization. In ancient Greek, the social system started off fairly simple. You are either a free man, a foreigner, or a slave. In the Greek city-state of Sparta, we see this clearly with three distinct social classes. The native Spartans who control the politics and the military, the foreigners who control trade and communication with other cities, and the helots who were the slaves of Spartan society. However, as Greek society, especially in Athens, continued to evolve, so did the social classes and the structure of the society as a whole. Although other city-states in ancient Greek had slightly different social systems that changed at different rates and in somewhat different ways, we'll focus on Athenian society for the rest of this lesson. Athenian society was ultimately divided into four main social classes: the upper class, the meltics or the middle class, the lower class or the freedmen, and the slave class. The upper class consisted of those born to Athenian parents. They were considered the citizens of Athens. These were the rich and powerful of Athenian society, holding all political and militaristic power.
Hello everyone, I'm Joseph. I'm going to present on economic structure of Greek civilization. Now, in ancient Greece, the economy was an essential element of day-to-day life. Ancient Greek civilization lasted from approximately 1200 BC to 323 BC, beginning with ancient Mycenaean civilization and ending the death of Alexander the Great. Alexander was a military leader during that time. Greece was not a country, but rather a collection of city-states. Now, when you say city-states, it means these are independent cities uh, with their own government and laws. Sometimes city-states will be at war with each other. For example, Athens and Sparta were two city-states with a famously contentious relationship. Each government controlled its own territory and made decisions about how to run the local economy. And some governments were run democratically, while others were monarchies or other leadership systems. Now, all Greek city-states took part in trade with other parts of ancient Greece or with outside territories. This international trade was part of what made ancient Greece such an influential part of the ancient Mediterranean world. For the most part, trade was carried out by private merchants who had the ability to travel to other areas. This economic system is known as mercantilism, and it served the ancient world well, allowing for establishment of widespread trade networks. Many people were able to benefit from this trade, which resulted in the spread of goods as well as ideas, information, and people. Trade was very essential in ancient Greece. This is because the Greeks took it as a means for survival because they could not produce enough food, so they uh, they engage in trade so that they can get those goods in terms of food and drinks. So trade became very essential in their day-to-day activities. Now let's understand who did ancient Greece trade with. Understanding who ancient Greece traded with is essential to understanding how this trade could be mutually beneficial. Greek city-states engaged in trade with a number of cultures in the Levant, a region on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean. These included regions that are now part of Syria as well as on the ancient culture of Phoenicia. There are also evidence of trade between ancient Greece and ancient Egypt. In addition to food staples, Greek people imported jewels, raw materials, and tools from their trading partners, according to archaeological evidence. Because Greece is largely made of small archipelagos and because many trading partners were located around the Mediterranean, much of this trade took place by ship. Some of the trade was also slave trade. Several Greek city-states had a social class of enslaved people who were sometimes Greek in ethnicity and sometimes forcibly relocated from surrounding areas, usually for a high price. Thank you.
I'll take you through the Greek economies, what they traded and where they traded. We see that in the Greek economies, the Greeks depended on trade mainly. The land around Athens did not provide enough food for all the city's people, but the Athens was near the sea, and this had a good harbor. The sea had a good harbor, so the Athenians traded with their city-state and many foreigners' lands to get the goods and the natural resources they needed through the ocean because of their power of the shipping. Greece traded within themselves because they could produce some produce within themselves, farm produce. Greek pottery and precious goods have been found far from where they were made. So these findings show that trade happened between Egypt, Asia, Greek cities. Asia was the area that is now the country called Turkey. I'll take you through what they did, what they traded. The Greek traded their local produce from farming, which they could produce. And because this produce were not satisfying to themselves, they could import some products from Sicilia, Arabia, Egypt, and Bosporan Kingdom. These goods included the olive oil, wine, pottery, and metal work from that side.
Hello, I'm continuing with the religion part. Chacha. So you need to understand that the people of Greek, they are polytheistic. When we speak about polytheistic, what is polytheistic? Polytheistic means they worshipped many gods and goddess. So these goddess and goddess include the Poseidon, talk of the gods of Zeus, talk of the Types and many other gods. So they will meet in temple for the worship. Remember that uh, worship was their daily activity. They will go in the temple every day to perform their worship. They will sing, they will pray, they will do everything that entails worshiping in the temple. And Hezekiah was the most daily ritual and was the most worshipped god in this civilization. So by meeting, they will even perform sacrifices. Yeah, sacrifices over there. They will do sacrifices to this Hestia, their most important god. Hence, making themselves very very close to their gods. So in this one, you are able to understand that the people, the ancient Greek civilization had goddess, and the most dedicated god was Hestia, and they were polytheistic. There were many gods that were worshipped. So I think you're able to understand that they had a religion. Thank you.
I'm going to take you through the ancient Greek technology. So most people know that the ancient Greek are popularly known for Olympics game and democracy. So apart from democracy and the Olympics, we have a lot of other things that the Greek also invented. So I'm going to take you through these things that we use in our day-to-day lives to improve our lives that were invented by the Greek. So we have number one, we have the ancient Greek technology to measure distance. Have you ever watched the milometer ticking steadily upwards in your car or wondered how the origin of that technology? Well, the Greeks invented it and called it odometer, which literally means path measure. So today, odometer are digitally, but not so long ago they were mechanical. This might not sound like a very important innovation, but precisely measuring distance, the odometer helped the Greeks and the Romans revolutionize the building of roads. We also have another invention that was called an astrolabe. This is an invention in the astronomy field. So the ancient between the 3rd and 2nd century BC, they invented the astrolabe, an instrument that could measure the altitude of celestial bodies. This invention also helped the Greeks figure out the location of the sun, planets, and so we have another invention on time, on the clock. What time is? Although the earliest form of water clock appeared in the 16th century, the ancient Greek improved on the design with some outstanding technological advancement. People already use sundials to check on time, but sundials only functioned when the sun was out and could not function when there is no sun. So the water clock helped people to measure the passing of time in a more precise way. The Greeks used the sylepsedra in courtrooms to indicate when the speaker had run out of time, and more juicily, some scholars say that they might have used as stopwatches to impose the limits on the customers at Athenian brothels. The Greeks also invented the modern alarm clock. The alarm clocks that wake people up in the morning or set timers on how to remind you on something. All those were invented by the Greeks. We also have the plumbing system. The Greeks invented the shower. Well, it was probably the ancient Greeks. Sophisticated plumbing system made of lead pipes meant that the ancient Greeks were able to pump water in and out of their communal shower rooms. Wealthy citizens and common people alike used showers. Apart from inventing useful machines, the Greeks also loved geometry and mathematics. The Pythagoras theorem was invented in Greek by a man known as Pythagoras. That was his name. So they were very into machines and mathematics. That's all for today. That was group 4 presenting on the Greek civilization.